Hi and welcome to Another Gamers. The game today we're going to be playing is Dungeons of Dredmor with the Conquest of the Wizardlands expansion pack. Okay, let's get started then. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up a test character. And what we're going to do is we're going to examine the tourist skill set today. But to go along with that, we're going to pick some other skills which hopefully will allow us to stay alive long enough in order to actually see and check out what all these skills are about. Now, as you can see, I've taken certain skills which give us some immediate, quite useful power, and a couple of other skills just over there. Now, let's just see this final one. We probably want something that's going to keep us alive again. Diggle. Right, and we're just going to create up our character. Testes the Tester. And there we go. So what we've got is we start off with the camera, which is the special item that you get. You do have some special powers immediately with this skill, nothing that you can activate, but you get increased health and magic regeneration. So you heal and get your magic back just a tiny little bit faster, which on the highest level of difficulties, which I play, can make a significant difference. Now we're also going to kick off the just get the Plutonic Fist up and running because that helps increase the damage. And we're going to make use of the Puissant Touch. It just means that we can actually kill the creatures that we first come across and survive long enough in order to start checking out the abilities of this. Because so far we've checked over the Paranormal Investigator. Okay, so just winding our way through, and we're going to get to our first creature, our first power, quite soon. I think another creature or two. It looks like one more. That should do it. Probably a trap. I think should do it. So, have we found anything? What have we got over here? A pair, load of creatures. Bit of a waste of a trap. Oh, and we got something over there. We'll grab that item. It's magic regeneration. It's basically a bowl. Well, this might be what we need. There we go, that gets our level and we get all our health back. So let's see the sides. We should start off with an increased trap affinity. Let's just double check our trap affinity at the moment. We've got trap affinity 0. So we take this, we should get an additional trap affinity. Yep, we get 1. And if we activate the special ability, see the sights, as you can see we get a second trap affinity, but only while this power is active. So it's not too bad, it can pick you up 2 trap affinity. You also get an additional trap sight radius of 2 and sight radius of 3, but you do lose all your sneakiness effectively, so it's a lot easier for people to actually see where you are. You're not going to be able to sneak up on them. Now we've got a little boss type character just over here. This will be useful, gives us a nice good chunk of experience points as long as they're not too difficult. Siegfried. This is a reference, again I think I mentioned this before in one of the other videos, to Dungeon Crawl. It's one of the creatures that you'll actually fight. And this game is just littered with so many references. I do my best, and even then I don't recognise them all. Even when sometimes people point them out, I still don't actually recognise them all. Berserker Rage just kicked in, so it gave us a nice little boost. Refurbished stuff, it's not a special ability one, but it's worth it because it gives us some transmutive damage. So it's a little bit of variety of damage, and also means that with our power we can potentially cause some more damage in different places which creatures will normally resist it. It's one of the reasons why you kind of want a wide range of different powers and damage types. So we're doing well, we're almost up to the next level. and we can check out the next power in our sequence. Well, that certainly did something. Not exactly sure what. Potion of invisibility, always handy. Though, I do notice the potion of invisibility in this is black. And just like this, black. Now, a long time ago there was a game called Ultima, and all the potions of invisibility in that game were black. So I do wonder if that's actually a reference to Ultima. Okay, so handle strange foreign currencies is the next one in the tourist, and that allows us to pick up more money. So this would be quite a good synergy with the banker class. All the banker's abilities are basically derived from Zork mints. So use of various of the powers actually cost you Zork mints. So by able to pick up more in general, it means you can use your powers more often and you're more likely to have access to them. So I could see that being quite a useful synergistic skill. Oh, we have to deal with those traps first. It's also not a particularly long skill tree, this. I mean, we're already, what, halfway through this already. And that's not actually too difficult. So it's one of your shorter skill trees, certainly. And some of the skill trees do go on for ages. Ah yes, this is one of those arenas where you kind of got all the explosives. And I just went on an anti-magic field, didn't I? So what we're going to do is we're going to just skip through a few turns. Right, now we can use a Puissant Touch. Oh, look at that. And even that special creature, Arthur, could barely cause any damage to us. I mean, this is one of the advantages of starting off with this. The Battle Geology and Warlockery. You just get really nice equipment between the two of those. Right. And I do find, just for survival, at least in the early stages, those two are pretty much now my standard list of my build. I'm sure there might be some more better skills in the long term, but I haven't got anywhere long enough to actually be worth it. Now let's just get these out of the way. Now we are getting close in order to go up a level. Well, that was pretty appalling. What we'll do is we'll eat up a load of this food. It'll heal us up. And we're going to use the teleport just to do some quick navigation around the place. Now there is the statue of Dredmor up there. We're not going to smash that because it'll be a waste of the experience. I mean, we might be able to get ourselves a little bit closer to going up a level if we just hold off on using that. Little trap generation, useful for us at the moment. Getting close, another creature or two I reckon. Maybe 3 creatures by the look of this. And there we go, that's going to be one of them. And really does help if I don't step all over the traps. It's never exactly useful. And there we go. So we're going to do meet interesting people. Say hello to the locals by welcoming random dungeon citizens into your midst. So it looks like, if I remember, you can use this and it will actually just spawn a creature. Sometimes though they're friendly. So occasionally you get a hostile creature which you can use to attack and fight. That was a little bit messy there. Well, it's always good to try and get the experience points here. It's going to help us try and get we're a little bit low on the health there. Yes, we know. Yeah, some of those are just a little bit too dangerous for us. So what we're going to do is just going to go back and just... Wow, that was ill-timed. Just go get ourselves some more quick experience. See where that leads. Nowhere interesting. And actually that creature's almost dead, so we're just going to finish it off and get some of the experience. And we're going to summon another creature. Now see, this one is hostile. It's a sickly Diggle. But it's an interesting way because you can use that just basically create monsters, and just you can farm for experience points if you need to. Oh, that's not too bad a ring. I think that's, though, yes, more resistance. It would have been nice to actually have it if it was offensive. Teleportation, plenty of food, that's not bad. And then we'll just nip back and go around the other side and pick up the other items. Really suffering from a lack of picklocks. Would have been nice to have some, but beggars can't be choosers. Now this next level is going to be a little bit tougher to get, at least on this level. And we've got another one of those long corridors. Yes. So we go down and it will spawn creatures all along here. So, yeah, I think we're going to eat some food and just start bashing through these creatures. And the thing is, they're not that dangerous. They all decide to be cowardly and run away. We can't really follow them that easily. Yeah, well done. You've got ranged weapon, haven't you? Right, they've finally got some bravery back. We got some nice variety of damage, some Voltronic and... Nah, it's worth a try. We'll have a go at the next one. Trap affinity too is pretty low, though. Some of those traps are quite powerful. Fortunately, the creatures that we got to face are really quite ineffective. I mean, the only creature here, yeah, toxic damage. That does something, but we do kind of need to get onto the next level to actually start facing creatures. So what we should do is probably have one of these sandwiches. Gives us quite a bit of health. We got plenty of health items around. Nothing here. Bit of a conundrum. We're going to head towards this door. Get ourselves into a better position. That does look like an interesting arrow. But we're just going to kind of keep off to this side. And by reducing the number of creatures that we're having to face, a lot easier. As I say, now we've got an interesting new arrow. We've got absolutely nothing to fire it with. So just get through the last of these creatures. Yeah, you say it's low, but it's not actually that low. Basically, if you get to about half health, it starts trying to worry and panic you and going, oh, your health is low, your health is low. No, it's not. Especially when you get quite a large amount of hit points. Though admittedly, some creatures can just wipe you out pretty much no matter what you've got. So I think, with a bit of luck, we might be able to hit next one more level on this place. You can flog off a few items, just get ourselves some new equipment in case we need it. Because there's various of these bits we're just not going to need really, because they're just not useful to us. We're not going to be setting traps. I just sold something I didn't want to sell, but never mind. We don't need any of these. We don't need any of the crafting components. Just not going to be useful. But we'll keep foods, pretty much most of the types of foods, and just kind of go with that. It just gives us some basic equipment. From there we can just make sure, yeah, get ourselves some decent leggings compared to what we did have. Any decent footwear? No. The leather jacket's kind of nice. Oh, kind of like a lightsaber. Well, that'll be useful. It's a little bit of extra damage. And a new type of damage. And the rings don't really do much. Belt of iron plates. Handy, but way out of our price range. So we'll just see if we can encourage these people to move, but they're not. What's our damage now? Yeah, we got a quite good range of damage. Now I've got to remember, you always walk into the trap around here. That's unusual. There is usually a trap just along there. And what we're going to do is we're going to check out, see if we can meet anybody friendly. Nope. But actually, interesting, this creature is asleep. And it was worth doing because it's an extra 24 experience points. Okay, it looks like we've just got one last lot to explore, and then we'll head ourselves down onto the next level. And hopefully, we might make it, we might just get to the next level before we get there. Ah yes, now this area, this is always filled with traps, so you've got to be careful. Also, because of our particular skill at this level, in the trap affinity, we can actually identify quite a few traps before we get close, rather than just having the vague outline. And we got some invisibility. It's pretty useless, we don't need it, so we'll just skip on down to the next level. Didn't quite manage to level up before we got there, but nears makes no difference. Now see, using that power we actually summon a creature more appropriate to this dungeon level, so it's not just a random creature, but it's like a random creature from the associated creature list. Because you will find that this whole game, each of the levels have their own creature lists effectively. It's a kind of an epic battle between these two creatures. Neither of them can really hit one another, but I just come along, slap it and deal with it. Now, sample the local cuisine. In foreign parts, people eat all kinds of things, so we can eat any item. Let's give this a test. Do we have to use it on our... Right, let's eat our pants. No, actually no, we're going to wait until we actually take some damage, and then we'll test it out that way. That could be very useful. So, we're going to smash these creatures a little bit. What we're going to do is going to use the wand again. So that was a reasonable amount of damage against the pair of them. But at the moment we're far more effective than any of those creatures. I haven't yet found anything interesting behind these. I keep trying. Maybe I'll discover something at some point. Now this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a great test. We're going to find out a lot about our powers and how good they are. And I don't think... No, we don't have a crossbow. So what do we have? Right, we'll drink the infernal potion. That'll give us some resistance and some damage. I think we'll drink the potion of Midas. And then we kind of need to start getting stuck in. I don't think we've really got anything. We've got these, which is the range effects. Wands of Tesla. We'll do that because that will give me some additional damage. And then we will start using... it has a pushback effect, so that's going to be useful. Gonna watch this. Gonna keep a weak creature off to the side. Now, I'm not too worried about the Electro Blobby because we have 7 Voltiac resistance, and Conflagratory we got massive amounts of resistance on that. Now once we get creatures which are pushed outside, and we got a few moments, I'll do stuff like eat some food, which could be useful. Now, none of these at the moment. We got the sample local cuisine, which could be pretty useful. Now, can we use the tentacle wand? Right, so we lose some ability, but I keep forgetting what everything does. We do have some regeneration going on. Right, so our health is kind of looking a little bit dodgy. Need to get rid of this toxic blobby because that's kind of blocking our way and we can't have anything behind us. Make sure we got some food being eaten. Watch our health again. We're going to have to back off here because we got a death trying to get around behind us. So where have we got to run to at the moment? We kind of got the steps really because we can't risk going anywhere else. Well, we have managed to clear ourselves out some space. Now if I use this, should hopefully hit that creature. And that gives us another couple of turns. Again, we're just slowly eking this all out. Alright, so health is not too bad at the moment, but we will have to watch it. We're kind of taking these down one at a time, then having some food to go with it. We've got to watch some of these ranged creatures as well. Don't really want to use the electro blobby at the moment. I think I failed to put the trap down. Yeah, some of these don't exactly look pleasant. Well, what we'll do is we will set ourselves up here now. Because here we can kind of limit the number of creatures that are going to approach us. We can just keep putting down this trap. Just weaken them, soften them up a little bit, just so the next creature that comes across. We've still got plenty of... that creature didn't want to seem to come through us. Not too bad. We'll put the shoddy IED out there. We will put a couple of these blade traps down. Then we'll come around and, well, experience points wise, we're kind of getting there. Should see another level soon. Yes, yes, yes. We're just going to dodge off to the side here. And then we can consume some more Diggle eggs. I mean, what are we on now? 24 creatures. So I think we should see ourselves level up soon. We'll get some of this magic back up. Massive pile of cash as well. And we'll just see if we can encourage some of the creatures to come out and follow us. We've got no more traps we can shove down, and we can't really use any of these other items. Any things that we can do, we can throw some softballs. Might as well. Just watch our health constantly throughout. Kind of on half health at the moment, it's not too bad. Could really actually do with maybe a touch more combat power, because that would allow us just to kill some of these creatures a little bit more effectively. Rather than taking 2 hits, just kill them in a single hit. But it's nothing that we can't really handle at the moment. Just watch that health. We're down to 18, 16. These creatures are going to cause 2 a point. So we are kind of a bit of our retreat has behind us. We're going to get some more health up and get some defense, if I remember correctly. Yes, just kind of keep ourselves healthy and keep our magic topped up. I think get a little bit more health going. So we should. Got a load of different powers activated at the moment. I think we're kind of going to be now getting down to just ranged creatures. Again, this actually kind of becomes a little bit awkward because they can be quite deadly to deal with. So before you know it, with the ranged creatures, you kind of lost most of your health. And see, yeah. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start trying to cause some damage to them. And there we go, that's got the last creature, and then we've got the final level of tourist. Get away from it all. So, whisk yourself up a dungeon level to safety. Haha. And the management is not responsible for any left luggage. That kind of really does remind me of the tourist from Discworld. Because he had a piece of luggage that came around constantly with him. So what we're going to do is we're going to just test that out. And so we're on level 2. There we go, it takes us to an exit at the next level. Admittedly, by doing that we lost our zoo bonus, but we weren't going to be testing any further than this really. So that's the tourist. Probably may have some good synergistic skills with the banker for the increased Zormid drops, but as a straight combat ability spell, not particularly useful combat wise. Some useful items potentially, and let's just get ourselves damaged a little, because we do need to do that. Just drop these powers. Let's see, unequip some armor just so we can take a bit more damage. And then what we'll do is we'll eat the bronze greaves, and that gives us a massive amount of hit points back immediately, as well as health regeneration. So let's see, the iron breastplate, if we were to use that, yeah, it's about 5-8 points. So I mean, yes, you can use that basically when you run out of food. So there are some advantages. I think it would be a good, maybe a potentially good skill if you had something spare left over to use. Okay, well that's been the tourist skill set. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.